Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Engineer Wasapi. So in this video, we'll be looking at a fluid mechanics problem. And before we begin, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get to it. So as you can see, this is practically a manometer design type of problem. And in this case, we're being told that an air-filled hemispherical shell, which is this guy here, is attached at the ocean floor at a depth of 10 meters. As shown in the figure, which is practically the entire schematic. Now, a mercury barometer located inside the shell, so they're telling us to say that within this shell, we have a mercury barometer that will give us a reading of the pressure that we'll have within the shell. And this reading is 765 millimeters of mercury. And a mercury U-tube manometer, so we have this mercury U-tube manometer, which is here. And it is zoomed in to be this, as you can see. So this is the U-tube manometer design, which gives the outside water pressure, which indicates a differential reading of 735 millimeters of mercury as illustrated. Now, based on these data, what is the atmospheric pressure at the ocean surface? Now, this is the ocean surface. All right. Now let's get to it. So let us understand what we know and what we don't know. Okay, so let's collect data. By collecting data, we need to understand one thing. In the first portion of the question, it says that a mercury barometer is located inside the shell and it gives us a reading. Now, if we have a mercury barometer inside this shell, it simply tells us to say that we have some pressure within the shell itself. And we can say that pressure, we can call it to say that, okay, let's let pressure A be equal to the pressure that is within the shell, and let us call this pressure the absolute air pressure inside the shell. So we're calling this the absolute air pressure inside the shell. And now, since within the shell itself, it is a mercury barometer. Now, if it's a mercury barometer, it tells us to say that this pressure, PA, is of mercury. And remember that whenever we're looking at such a manometer type of problem, we need to consider the aspect that we're looking at an hydrostatic type of condition, which means there's no flow or no velocity. Simply means we're looking at the pressure change due to the fluid within the column and their heights. Now, in this case, the fluid within this shell, which is in the column, is mercury, and its height reads to be 765. Simply meaning that we have the pressure at A to be equivalent to the specific weight of the fluid, which is mercury, so we say Hg, times its respective height, which is reading as 765. Now, this is in millimeters, so we say 765 divided by 1000, and this will be practically the specific weight of mercury times, if we divide this, we should have something like 0.765 meters, like that. So we're having our pressure A, which represents the absolute air pressure inside the shell. Now, other than that, we've been told that a mercury U-tube manometer designed to give the outside water pressure. So now, looking at this aspect, we need to understand that we have the atmospheric pressure, which is the one we even need to find in this context of question. So we can say that P at ATM just represents the surface atmospheric pressure. Forgive my handwriting, it's a little bit emotional. Surface atmospheric pressure. Other than that, if you look at the entire question, since we have the U-tube manometer designed inside to be this guy here, if we zoom in, we can look at the aspect that we have mercury as one of the fluid as well as the seawater. Now, having mercury, it is easy for us to determine the specific weight of mercury and also the specific weight of the other fluid we have in context, which is seawater. So we can say that the specific weight of mercury is, now be mindful, like I said in the previous video, you don't really have to be a genius to know a specific weight of mercury or even seawater. These values are given in a table, that is if you're having a test or exam. So the specific weight of mercury is 133 kilonewtons per meter cubed, and the specific weight of seawater is equal to 10.1 kilonewtons per meter cubed. Now, having these values, we can then now look into it and determine the equation that we need to use in order to find what we need, which is the atmospheric pressure at the ocean surface. Now, the manometer equation will be written in this way. So we say equation. So now we're trying to determine the atmospheric pressure at the ocean surface. So this is the ocean surface here. So now if we're moving from the ocean surface, from this point here, we can say that from that point, we have the pressure due to the atmosphere. So the atmospheric pressure, PATM. Now remember, the sign convention works that if you go upwards, it's minus. If you go downwards, it's plus. So now we want to reach this point here. That is where now we have the pressure at air, which is the absolute air pressure inside the shell. So we now have to move from the atmospheric pressure to the absolute air pressure inside the shell. So we're going to move downwards so we can enter the shell itself. So we're going to move downwards in that manner. Now, since it's downwards, this is going to be a plus. So it's going to be plus. Now, this we're moving with respect to seawater. So it's going to be the specific weight of seawater multiplied by the distance covered, which is 10. Now, once we reach this particular point here, zoomed in, we are practically here. And like I said, we only consider vertical distances. Horizontal distances are never considered. Now, at this point here where we are, we can move downwards again in that practical manner. And if we move downwards, we have plus. Again, this portion here is still seawater. So we're going to say the specific weight of seawater multiplied by its respective distance, which is 360. Now it's in millimeters. So we're going to say 360 divided by 1000. So we'll say 360 divided by 1000. And then once you reach this point, I know most of you would want to go a little bit downwards, but you don't really even have a value here. So what you have to put in consideration that this entire portion here is negligible. So if this is the datum line, this point here is equivalent to the point there, which is also equivalent to the point here, and also this point here. So simply means that we can now move from this point going upwards. And if we continue going upwards, we'll reach our final point. And since we're going upwards, it's going to be minus. Now in this tube, the fluid that is present there is mercury. So I said minus the specific weight of mercury times its respective distance, which is 735 divided by 1000. And this should be equivalent to the absolute air pressure inside the shell, which is PA. Like that. Now our interest is not really PA. Our interest is the atmospheric pressure, PATM. Now if you look at this guy here, this one, this and this value are like terms. So if we do our math right, we'll be having PATM plus, now 360 divided by 1000 should give us a value of 0.360, and 0.360 plus 10 should give us a value of the specific weight of seawater, times 10 point plus this, which would be 3.6. Now that would be in meters. Then minus the specific weight of mercury times 735 divided by 1000 would be 0.735, and this is equal to P at A. Now with this in mind, let us now take or make the atmospheric pressure, the surface atmospheric pressure, the subject of formula. And this would be P at ATM is equal to, now when this portion here goes to the other side of the equation, we'll be having PA minus the specific gravity of seawater times 10.36. Then if this other value here, the specific gravity of mercury, goes to the other side of the equation, we'll be also having plus specific gravity of mercury times 0.735, like that. And this is what we'll be practically having. Now upon having this, all we have to do is plug in the values that we have. And when we plug in the values of the specific weight of mercury, where it needs to be put, and the specific weight of seawater, we end up having a value which is 94.9 kilopascals. And this is what we need to find, or what we're determining as the atmospheric pressure at the ocean surface. Alright, I know this could be a little bit of a handful, but if you practice and follow the way the manometer equations are being created and the values of the specific weights that are in question, and plugging and chugging back what you need, you will get the hang of it. Alright, thanks for watching. Remember, slow progress is better than no progress. Let's strategize before we become a statistic. Shall I push for that A+.